Okay, we're rolling with Baraka. I said that right.
Yes, you did.
And we're here at the Alchemy, and this is the first in a monthly series highlighting different local artists called The Art of Alchemy. And Baraka, who contacted you to show your work here?
Edwige, actually, she had called a meeting of cultural creatives here a couple of months ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the focus group.
Yeah, and we were coming up with ideas for the space, and she said, I'd love to show your goddess. She had seen my work on my website, and she said, I would love to have your goddesses hanging in this room.
Your goddesses?
My goddesses.
Now, we spoke earlier that's a theme to you that's very important to you.
Yeah, most of what I do like esoteric sort of mystical landscape, that like abstracted landscape, and I do feminine archetypes. I call them my emerging goddesses, but they're actually a series of goddesses, angels, nature spirits that they just sort of evolve. And I like to do feminine archetypes because I think that in our culture, women are just learning to be empowered again after thousands of years of not being as empowered or appreciated, and so they.
Was there ever a period that you can remember that they were as empowered as they are now?
About 7,000 years ago, actually.
Really?
The Neolithic European cultures were. They worshiped the feminine principle, the creatress, the goddess, and they were partnership cultures, so they weren't domineering, ruled by the blade. They were ruled by the creator, and they consider the earth, Gaia, to be the creator of all life.
Okay, so it's not something that we've been building up to. It was at a certain level, kind of went down, and now you feel it's coming back.
Yeah, there were a series of Kurgan waves actually that came from the steppes. The shepherding cultures came down to the agrarian cultures, and they were ruled by the blade. So the goddess worshipping cultures were so peaceful, they didn't know what to do with that, so they got sort of wiped out over a period of about 2,000 years. Yeah, there's a lot of books written about it now.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
So a lot of your work has to do with landscapes and feminine, and the earth, and the colors that you use are very vibrant colors.
Yeah.
And what is and could you explain to the people where your inspiration for these use of this color is, and how that came to be in your particular art?
Well, I had actually been doing a series of etchings in the early 70s that were all monochromatic.
Which I have to stop you right here. I can't believe the early 70s. I can't believe that you're talking about. It seems like you're not old enough to be like doing that kind of work in the early 70s. It seems like you're way too young. But maybe that's just good genes or something.
That's the goddess.
It's good genes.
The goddess?
That's a goddess.
Is that what it is?
Also, I'm fortunate. My mother looked young for most of her 88 years. But I also do skincare, so.
What do you use?
I do skincare, so at West End Salon and Spa.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom! Pow!
So I do know a few little secrets there.
All right. Go to the West End Spa. Check out those. If you're using the products, there you go. Hey, I'll be the testament to it. Yeah.
No, but yeah, I am. I'm old enough.
Okay,
I'm
sorry.
old enough. Yeah.
And so I'm sorry for taking you off track, but yeah, so you use these colors and these bright, vivid greens. A lot of greens in your purples.
Purple, a lot of purple.
Yeah.
Well, so I was doing monochromatic etchings for a long time. I sort of got color starved. So when I started working in this medium, mixed medium monotype, over time the colors started out being more earthy, and then I was working a lot with crystals in my meditation, and crystals are come in all kinds of wonderful colors, and I think it really affected my artwork.
Now you mentioned monochromatic work. Is that what it was?
That's like browns and blacks, and just sort of sepia tones, one color etchings.
Now let's talk about this. Most of the work that you have here at Alchemy is this style of work, and could you explain what we're looking at? What process this is?
They are mixed media monotype, and basically what that is, they're one-of-a-kind prints. I have a press in my studio, an etching press, and I paint on a flat surface that's called a plate. And I use oil washes, but there are many mediums that you can use, water-based paints and etching inks, etc. And so I pull a print, I transfer the image that's on the plate onto a piece of paper via the press. And then I let the paper with the image on it dry for a couple weeks because of the oil. And when I feel it's dry enough, I work into the prints with technical pens and colored pencils, and that all the little lines and the features on the faces, etc., they're put in after the print dries. And so that's why I say it's a mixed media monotype. But each piece is one of a kind.
It's amazing. I mean, it takes that long, and it's not just you're not sitting down in front of a canvas and banging out one of these pieces. This is a very intense process.
Yeah, it usually takes a period of time. I'm usually working on more than one at once. I do oil paintings, and some of those come very quickly. But like that piece over there, the green Tara, I worked on that for about 2 months.
Which one are we talking about?
This oil.
The oil, and this is a different style, though.
Yeah, this is oil on canvas, and I worked on that for about 2.5 months, and that was really the major piece that I was working on. I started doing this piece for this show. I wanted to have something brand new for the show.
Nice.
But I have another painting around the corner on the cave that just came very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the work that you have here, I would like to talk about part of the process that Alchemy is going to have. You as an artist are going to be donating any of the sales of these parts of the proceeds back to the community?
Yeah.
How does that work?
10% of anything that's sold gets donated to the Gloucester Educational Fund, right? So I love that because I think our schools really need some help in Gloucester, all over the country. So I'm really excited to be giving back to the community in that way.
Well, this is a very special for your first. This is your first artist of the Art of Alchemy.
Yeah.
First artist, and that must be quite an honor. And on top of that, what we spoke about earlier is that you have not had a show since you shut down your process over 5 years ago.
Right, I had a studio in Browns Mall, right across the street, and actually the last show that I was supposed to have in Gloucester was supposed to be here at Alchemy, but it was what was the name of the
Richard or Anna or Jen?
The gallery at the restaurant at the time. It was called.
It wasn't Alchemy.
Sunnyside
yet?
Cafe or something?
Sunny Day Cafe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And a couple days before the show, they told me that they had just sold it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh my God. And it was right around the same time of the year, So I ended up putting a sign on the door to come over to my studio. I had the show at my studio, which was fortunate. But after that, it was time for me to close my studio and concentrate on this new skincare career that I was just starting at the time. So it was just so amazing to then have my first show in the community outside of having open studios for the last few years here in this new space.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, people can come down to Alchemy first of all because the food is great, the service is great. It's a beautiful room. On top of the beauty of the room, that is just physically a great room. They get to see your beautiful work.
Thank you.
And if you can't get down here, or if you're a Good Morning Gloucester person that checks out the site from California, we have people all over the world check it out. You can see your website.
Yes, my website is. Shall I?
Yes.
Yeah, it's barakarobinberger.com, and that's BARAKAROBINBERGER.com. And I'd also like to, I really want to thank Alchemy because they have been so great. Edwige helped me every step along the way. They had a fabulous hanging system in place. If I had done it myself, it would have taken me 2 days to hang the show, easy. And they put out a beautiful spread of food, and everybody's been so generous and so, I feel so appreciated. So it's been a great experience for me to be here.
Well, you know, the whole Serenity restaurant group, including Alchemy, has really come into Gloucester by storm and been a huge supporter of the community, and what an asset they are. So, and you're an asset too for, you know, donating your part of your proceeds. So we thank you as well.
Thank you.
All right, Baraka, thank you so much. Oh, is there anything you'd like to add at the end?
I think I'm good.
All right, thanks so
Joey.
much.